What's going on, NBA fans? Welcome into NBA Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jimmy Crowther, and today we got some free agency news and some NBA offseason trade rumors ready for you to go today. You're going to want to make sure you stay all the way until the end of today's show. We're going to start off with some rumors about the Golden State Warriors. Could Jeremy Lin be headed back to the team he started his NBA career with? According to multiple reports, the Warriors have expressed, quote, clear interest in Jeremy Lin, who has last been seen playing with the Beijing Ducks, a team that actually a lot of former NBA players will go and play for if they're looking to get at least one more professional contract. Now, the Warriors are not the only team interested in the former NBA player, as the Brooklyn Nets are looking to potentially bring him on. Remember, he spent some time in Brooklyn already throughout his career, so that could make some sense to bring him back, except I don't see it because they already have Kyrie Irving and Spencer Dinwiddie, but it's at least out there. Now, Jeremy Lin hasn't played a whole lot since 2017-2018 in the NBA because in that year, he starts the opening game with the Brooklyn Nets. On that first game, he looks incredible. 18 points, 4 assists, played about 25 minutes in that game, and then he tore his patellar tendon, and that kept him out for the rest of that season and a lot of the 2016-2017 season. He only played in 36 games, but he did score 14 points and dish out at least 5 assists in that season. But then the next year, he goes to the Atlanta Hawks. He plays some pretty consistent minutes off the bench, but then they committed to the tank. They let him go, and he goes to the Toronto Raptors in 2018-19 to where, at that point, he just didn't get a lot of playing time. But maybe he goes to Golden State as a free agent. Now, I don't know what the Warriors are going to do with their limited amount of cap space they have this offseason. I think the trade market is much more likely for them to invest in a player rather than a free agent. But let me know who you guys think the Golden State Warriors should sign in free agency this offseason. Now, one reason the Golden State Warriors might look to upgrade the point guard position is because, frankly, they don't have a lot of guys that can handle the ball on this team under contract for next season. Of course, you have Stephen Curry, who I expect to be an MVP candidate again next year, but other than that, some other guards under contract include Jordan Poole, who I'm still not completely 100% trusting in to handle the ball next year. Damian Lee is a good shooter and he can score, but again, more of an off-the-ball kind of guard. Kai Bowman, we got some fun minutes from, the rookie out of Boston College. And then Michael Mulder, and I don't trust him one bit. Obviously, Klay Thompson is under contract as well, but you don't really list him or see him handling the ball all that much. So maybe going out and getting an experienced 32-year-old Jeremy Lin, who has taken time to rehab and put up good numbers in China, could make some sense. In the 2018-19 season with the Beijing Ducks, the 2019-2020 season with the Beijing Ducks, Jeremy Lin averaged 22 points per game, 5 boards, 5 assists, and he shot the ball decently well from 3 at 33%. Now, Jeremy Lin has talked to a lot of different reporters and a lot of different media outlets over in China and has basically just said, listen, this past offseason was the first year that I never had a team contact me about playing basketball for them. That's why I decided to play in Beijing. But he said he is ready to come back to the NBA and contribute to a solid team. And Golden State, who doesn't have a true backup point guard right now, could be that team for Jeremy Lin. Now, if you want to know what the Golden State Warriors are going to do all off-season long, whether it's the number 2 pick in the NBA draft, maybe they do go out and sign Jeremy Lin, whatever the newest and latest breaking news is around the Golden State Warriors, we're going to have it on our brand new Warriors channel at youtube.com/WarriorsTV. We've already got over 4,200 subscribers on that channel. I'm trying to get 5,000 as soon as possible. So go ahead and scroll on down to the description or the comment section. We'll have the link for you there, and go subscribe today. Let's talk about Aaron Gordon of the Orlando Magic. I've talked about him a lot on this show because since the season has really come to an end, he has been one of the first guys that people have thrown out as a potential trade candidate in the NBA this offseason, and he finally addressed the rumors because he was asked about it pretty directly. Now, Aaron Gordon still has a lot of trade value. The guy's 25 years old. He's one of the best athletes in the NBA, and he's kind of a hybrid forward. He's both the small forward and the power forward. His biggest problem is that jump shot still has not panned out since he was that 4th overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft. Now, when he was asked about the trade rumors and how it's been affecting him this offseason, he said, it's not something I can control. My job is just to stay healthy and stay in shape and really just continue to be a better basketball player and a better man. If I ended up getting traded, then it is what it is. If I don't, I'm gonna do what I can for the Orlando Magic and continue to ball out. And when he does play, the numbers are solid, not as good as you'd like from the former 4th overall pick at 14 points per game. Pretty good rebounder at 7.7, but there it is. That three-point shot is the reason he has not been as successful as some would like at just 30%. And one reason I really think he could get moved from this Orlando Magic roster, and obviously he knows that it is a possibility because he didn't outright deny that there is trade talk going on, is because when you look at this roster for next season, they already have Aaron Gordon, they have Mo Bamba, they have Nikola Vucevic, they have Al-Farouq Aminu, all true big men. They have a rookie coming in Chuma Okeke, who rehabbed last year and is going to get healthy. They want to play him. Jonathan Isaac is hurt right now, but he's still going to be back in the rotation very, very soon. And Aaron Gordon, at 25 years old, is going to get pushed out of the rotation just a little bit. So I came up with 5 teams that make some sense for Aaron Gordon this offseason should he get traded. Golden State Warriors, we just talked about him. I do think that is a team that could make some sense for him to go in and play the true small forward role for them. The Denver Nuggets, maybe they want to get a guy that can come off the bench or play in place of Jeremy Grant if they lose him in free agency. I love the Phoenix Suns fit for Aaron Gordon because he's still young, the Suns are still young, and he could be a perfect fit alongside DeAndre Ayton at that power forward position. We all know the Trailblazers, they have always needed a power forward. The same is true for this offseason. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, with Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, maybe they want to stay young, stay fun, and get a power forward next to Towns. Gordon could be a fit there. Now, Aaron Gordon's one of the names that I do expect to get moved this offseason, but I think there's going to be a lot of movement in the trade market. So what I want you guys to do is make a little prediction for me. I want you to predict who the best player to get traded this offseason is going to be. And here's what you get to do. You put that down in the comment section. You can come back to this video when that guy gets traded, save it, take a screenshot, put it on social media, and say, hey, I was the first one to do it. So go ahead, make your prediction down below. Now, if a player from your team does get traded and you go and buy their jersey off of Fanatics, guess what? Fanatics has this awesome thing called jersey insurance when you go to chatsports.com/NBA jerseys, and they'll replace that jersey. But go get your favorite team, your favorite player today with an authentic Nike jersey from our friends over at Fanatics. Again, that's chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. I've already got mine. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner, believe it or not. I'm already seeing Christmas lights up around the DFW area. So you want to get early on the Christmas presents? Go ahead. Chatsports.com/NBA jerseys has all the best and authentic NBA jerseys ready to go today. That link's going to be in the comments, and it's going to be in the description. Let's talk about one more guy that could get traded. It's Paul George of the Los Angeles Clippers. I know, just 1 year after getting moved to the Oklahoma City from the Oklahoma City Thunder, he could be on the move again because there's a rumor out there that Kawhi Leonard is the only untouchable Clipper on this team. He is the only guy that Steve Ballmer will not put in trade talks. But the newest head coach, Tyronn Lue, says, nah, I think Kawhi and Paul George are going to stick around together for quite a while. But it's at least interesting because this could be the last year that Paul George is actually under contract with the Clippers before he has his player option in 2021-2022. Now, you see his numbers this year are the worst they've been in the past 4 years. At 21 points per game, only 5 rebounds, and shooting 41% from the field as a whole. Not that great for Paul George. Listen, it's not Oklahoma City Thunder MVP Paul George. And this team now with the Clippers, they have a lot of question marks going into the next season and the season after that. Obviously, they have Tyronn Lue. They've got their new head coach. That's great. But after this year, Paul George can be a free agent. Kawhi Leonard can be a free agent. And Montrezl Harrell is already a free agent this offseason. So if they don't figure out a way how to win going into next year, into the 2020-2021 season, I think PG and Kawhi could both opt out, and all of a sudden this big master plan the Clippers had could blow up in their face. And maybe part of the plan is getting more talent, more quantity over quality, by trading Paul George and getting them around Kawhi Leonard. Getting that talent around Kawhi Leonard that's not just PG. But what do you think the Clippers should do with PG-13, Pandemic P as we like to call him around here? Type Y for yes if you think they should trade him. Type in for no if you think no, they need to hold on to him and try this experiment out just a little bit longer. I think you hold off. Maybe you see how it's going midway through the season. I think they got to hold on to Paul George for at least a little bit longer.